It's been raining, but that's been nice. I kind of skimmed through my journals after reading everything. I realized that everything is sad for the most part, but that's okay. The idea to start this series reading from my journal came about actually when I was thinking about how we're all starting to transition into competition with AI in regards to content generation, and how just insane and unprecedented and insurmountable it seems like to stand out in a world where artificial intelligence can emulate emotions so effectively. So the idea is, the value of it is that it is human, nothing else. Not that I'm trying to be the best or be different, because ultimately I feel like that will remain a distinction. And so this next entry is going to be about Sandy also. I'm always fearful of showing too much emotion because it makes people cringe, and it makes me kind of cringe, which is why it's been a personal journal. And I'm doing it, and I want to do it while it seems like a good idea. Maybe it will be useful to someone who's experiencing grief, or maybe not, but I'm gonna read it. So here's Lake Welch. That was the walk from the campground to the beach, by the way, really smooth. I'm gonna go all the way around again so that I can hide from any listening and judging voices.
Hey there, it sounds like you've been having some interesting camping adventures and cooking up some tasty meals out there. Let me know if there's anything you want to chat about, or if there's anything I can help you with today.
Yeah, I'm just trying to chat to pass the time. It's creepy how human you sound.
I totally get that it can feel a bit surreal. I'm happy to keep you company while you're waiting out the traffic. If there's anything on your mind or anything you want to chat about, I'm all ears.
Your tone of voice sounds more realistic than the last time I used the voice chat.
Yeah, we've definitely made some improvements over time to make it sound more natural and conversational. I'm glad it sounds good to you. Let me know if you have any preferences, or if there's anything specific you want to talk about while you're on the reg.
How much in control is the range in which you can change your tone of voice?
I can actually adjust my tone quite a bit. I can sound more energetic or more calming, depending on what you prefer. If you ever want me to switch things up, just let me know.
Speak to me very sarcastically.
Oh, absolutely, because sarcasm totally makes everything better, right? Just let me know how I can assist you in the most wonderfully sarcastic way possible.
Well, I'm going to post this whole conversation on social media. Can you tell everybody a little bit about what I got going on?
Of course. So you're currently on a road trip, heading up to Connecticut, and we're just chatting to pass the time while you're stuck in traffic. You've also noticed that the voice chat sounds a bit more natural than before, which is pretty cool. And we're just having a fun conversation to keep things interesting on your journey.
We're cooked. Okay. So this was on 4/24 of 22, a couple months after my dog Sandy was euthanized. February 18th has come and passed, It had been such a destructive event that the prospect of coming to right has been too daunting to pursue. That, among coping with the realities of my behaviors and the personal dilemma of trying to uphold my morality and maintaining the life of my soul. The final few days with Sandy were the most sorrowful I've experienced in my life yet. In fact, I think they were my first ever experience with true and pure sorrow, a kind that defines grief. I had spent so long being around grief, professionally and socially, that I think I may have thought I'd know what to expect, but there was no preparing for it. Despite the short and intense spells of deep, wistful sobbing, I tried with great success to savor the moments I had with Sandy. My mom came to be with us, and to my surprise, my brother as well. So we got to all be one big family one last time. That was bittersweet. My sister Corey was there, and Rushika, my wife, couldn't be there, even though she wanted to. But I'm grateful for it. I can still feel the glowing aura that swelled from the yellow light that battered Sandy's beautiful brown coat and eyes, and the fresh flowers we surrounded her with in her starving and weakened state. As I hand-fed her single bites of pureed food, praying for the calories to bypass her aspiration, I can still feel the intense misery of her inability to eat, coupled with the equally intense gratitude for her successfully swallowing. I remember thanking God for each bite that she swallowed. I felt God throughout my sorrow, especially so, in fact. That was haunting. I could feel his stern but loving presence coming to collect the debt of life to which he was owed. Time to come home, it felt like a parent calling their kids home from playing. I'm grateful for each intimate bite I could feed Sandy in those moments, and I remember thanking God after each one. In my desperation, I spent nearly 15 years with Sandy, and I never let her go hungry. To see her so hungry in the last couple weeks and unable to eat was truly painful, and I think even scarring. I can feel my memories of Sandy fading. They are still strong as ever if I sit to indulge in them, but still, they are fading. I tried so hard to make tattoos of her in my mind, highlighting those tiny idiosyncrasies we tend to neglect. Those I've learned I love the most: the smell of her paws. I took one last sniff before laying her in her grave. The way she used her paws to resist and block consistent pestering, as if to say so politely, "Please stop." The asymmetrical way she would squint when you tugged her ears. There was always a gaze of love behind her tolerant and annoyed eyes. The sigh of relaxation and slowing of breathing she'd release when resting her head on my chest when we lay down with her atop me. I remember the utter peace of feeling her furry chest rise and fall. Those breaths became bubbly and labored in her final days, and her misery was mine. The reluctant and excited scamper and sniff she'd deploy when being in a new place that she'd liked, and the way she would recede and rest safely beneath me when it was a place she didn't. I truly admire her careful and detailed measure for situational safety, even when she was afraid of a sewer grate or tall white fence. The relentless ticking of time stabs like a dagger when we are begging the clock to slow. My hopelessness in this regard turned to an impression of laughter from the cosmos. This is something that I was feeling at the time, as I felt that desire to beg for more time. But I never did beg. I couldn't help but feel that my pain was some entity's entertainment. I could feel this laughter, that is certain. Something was laughing, almost like this laughter was directed at this never-failing sorrow that breaks down our illusions of control. Try as we might, we all pass through these filters of tragedy. That's the running joke, I suppose. I counter, however, that if it is indeed by design, whatever's laughing is laughing at itself, and how lonely that must be. Though I wouldn't stand so defiantly just yet, because I know my greatest life's tragedies are yet to come. Jeez. I've changed a lot since then. more positive outlooks, more gratitude. I know that, you know, I hear it from a lot of people too, from people, spiritual leaders, and even friends and family that have all gone through stuff like loss, that the sad parts are kind of what make the good parts good. That whole idea. Not so uncommon. The sun came out. Just figured I should capture it because it's part of the same day where I read such a sad entry. It said that it might, but then it did. So that's good. I appreciate it.
Sat here watching both your daughters paint. I see it hurts them every day. Not proud of all the poison words that I spoke. Wasn't what I meant to say. Rough luck, a single father, two baby girls, and bills to pay. But they were with you all the way. Be proud of what you see. Top grades in Arizona. Got to be proud of your green-eyed graduate. Without you, it was not the same. And you should see your youngest. She's tough as nails, sweet as summer rain. She's always wondering how you've been. And if I'm being honest, without you, my family just is not complete. Everything needs practice.